What's up? Welcome back to my channel, and today I have come up with some last moment tips and tricks that I would like to share for CUET and I genuinely hope that this reaches out to the mass because these are some tips that have been beneficial for scoring marks, for last moment how are we supposed to prepare, what are the topics that we are supposed to go through, all that. Not really made an analysis on the topics that you are supposed to go through the very last minute, but these are some tricks and tips that I would like to help my juniors with. So without very further ado, let's get started. So I think you have a very few days, like 3-4 days at hand, and this is the period of most anxious period of time when you feel like I don't know anything or I'm getting it mostly wrong. And you might actually see that your scores that you were previously getting more can actually go down, or it might stay same. So how are you supposed to plan your next 2 days is something that is very crucial for your final day and the day before your final days, because those two are the most important days. Let me tell you, if you've prepared thoroughly, the last 2 days of your preparation, that is the final day and the day before, can actually be a game changer. And these 2-3 days are like the steps to the final day, so you have to get ready. So first tip that I would like to give is practice MCQs. Please, right now, whenever, whatever free time you're getting, just go through MCQs, especially last year questions. Make sure you have practiced the last 5-year questions. CUET, you will get Delhi University questions, you will get BHU questions, you will have questions to Jamia Millia Islamia. Make sure you have practiced that and that's on your fingertips, because you will have similar patterns. You're going to get assertion reasonings, you're going to get match the followings, you're going to get normal MCQs, direct questions and indirect questions. So practice MCQs, that's the first trick. Then is go through your mistakes. If you have a notebook of mistakes, go through them. There is a high likely chance that the mistakes that you've made is what you're going to do on the final day. So let's not make that mistake. So go through your mistakes. Make sure you know what mistakes you've done, so that you don't make that same mistake in the question paper. Because I'm pretty sure you're practicing MCQs, but the mistakes that you're making sometimes doesn't register. So the next 2 days, 3 days, when you're practicing MCQs thoroughly, make sure you make a note of all the things that you're getting wrong. Get the concepts clear if you're not for those wrong questions. Focus on MCQ based mistakes so that you don't make it in the examination. Number 3, time yourself, guys. High time. Sit 2.5 hours. 2 hours is the actual time of the paper. Sit 2 hours, give MCQ set, take a 1 hour gap, next sit for another set, take 1 hour gap. In that 1 hour gap, check what you're getting right, what you're getting wrong, what is your score, and how can you improve your score. Okay, timing yourself is very important, because you should not give too much timings to questions. I will go to the final day tricks also, so please continue watching this video. Last and not the least is something that I will definitely give this suggestion. Practice mindfulness techniques to reduce your anxiety. Whatever works for you. Dance if you want to, sing if you want to, go out and play if you want to. Give yourself time to calm down your nervous system, because if you are not, then there is likely chances of you going through anxiety attacks, going through extreme situation of stress and panic. You have to find what reduces your stress. Not everything will work for you. If not, just scribble when you're having anxiety, that might help. Okay, make sure you are setting yourself calm. Play peaceful background music so that your mind is calm. have good sleep. If you're not being able to sleep properly due to the stress of the examination, just put YouTube music for deep sleep and go. Trust me, the sleep timing is extremely important for you to be in a stable state of mind. I would say if you're still covering the syllabus, just go through small concept notes that you will find on YouTube. Go on 2x speed, full sustained attention on the topics, and just go through the concepts very quickly through YouTube. You will have a lot of channels covering different topics. Just do that, okay? But focus on MCQs still. If you're seeing concept videos, give 2 hours in a day to max see the concepts, and the rest of your time to MCQs. I'm focusing things multiple times. Practice MCQs. Make sure you know the mistakes, and make sure you don't make the mistakes on the day of your exam. Now, I have made notes of the tips that you should keep in mind. So, I really hope this reaches. Please share it with your classmates. Trust me, I don't tell people to do this, but this video I think should reach to the people. Okay, day before the exam, right? Night time, you're sitting all anxious. You are like going through your notes, your notebooks, your mistakes, your MCQs. You don't know what to do. My best suggestion, which is personal to me, is don't go through your notes. Just go through your mistakes. Try to recapitulate things in the brain. However, there are people who would rather try to, go through the entire notes. Good for you. But don't do it last minute. Trust me, if you are studying one day before the exam, it's not going to go into your brains. Try to recapitulate what you already know so that you don't make those mistakes. Focus on the mistakes that you've been doing, and you've been keeping a track of the mistakes that you have done in your MCQs. MCQs including math solving, assertion reasoning, sequencing questions, all of these. Please do not try to overdo yourself with new information the previous day is something that you should keep in mind, okay? Do not try to give new information. Okay, this is a personal suggestion. You might want it, you might not want it. Do not engage in discussions where you might have a chance of having new topics come up so that you might cover it. You might think that, okay, I don't know this, let me discuss with my classmate. And then you might come to know about 10 new topics that you have not covered. But here's the thing, on the last day, if you're going through 10 new topics, you might actually end up forgetting the last 7, 8. So that's going to be worse. Do not confuse yourself. Do not overload yourself with new music. I mean, new information. You can try music. Practice mindfulness as much as you can, to keep yourself calm, to calm down your nerves. And for me, music was the best strategy, so use that. Okay. On the day of exam, firstly, tell your parents that you need to be in a stable state of mind if they keep pondering you about different things. So make sure you let them know priorly that you do not want information overload just before your exams, because there's a high chance they might tell you this, that, which can lead you to lose your calm. So make sure your parents know that. Parents, relatives, friends, whoever know that. Do not discuss anything before the exam about the topics. Do not. Just focus on keeping yourself calm. Just keeping yourself calm is the way you go to an examination hall. You don't need to think about so many things at the back of your mind. It will come, but you need to compose yourself. Music works like a charm. Okay. I would say do not revise anything on the day of your exam. Even if you're doing it, if it's in the second half, Do it in the morning and at least have a 3-4 hours gap. Calm yourself, eat proper food, be in a state of mind for exam, and sit in your exam. When I say be in a state of mind in exam, what do I say? So these are the tricks part for getting marks in CUET. And this is what I got from my mentor Sanikadi and what I could gather from my experience. So state of mind, you need to figure out that I am an extremely anxious person, okay? Before the exam, I was very calm, very calm. I sat in the exam, completed the exam in 20 minutes. I'll tell you why. I knew what questions I knew. So, in your exam, you will have a few questions that you know, a few questions that you are dicey, and a few questions that you don't know. Okay? So, for the questions that you know are the first ones that you are supposed to go through. The ones that you see and your instincts tells you this is the right answer and you know that's the right answer. Go for that first. Entire paper, just go for first go. You should do the answers that you don't know. Do not try to ponder too much on the questions that you don't, because there might be a chance you might be overthinking on those topics and you might leave out or do silly mistakes in questions that you might actually know, and it's in the end and you might have to hurry. Second suggestion, read the questions even if you feel like you know the questions in the very core. In the examination, there is a high chance you will see a question that you've already practiced. Two things might happen. You might be overconfident and overlook the basics of the question. That might end up you losing marks. Or you might feel like, I know this question, but I'm not sure about the answer. Skip the question. Finish all that you know for sure first. Right? Read the question is the second trick, because I made a blunderous mistake of attributing psychosexual stages of development to Jung and psychosocial development to Freud. Do not make this mistake. Please do not. You are going to keep yourself in the stake place after the exams in forever for not getting admission in a college that you might have wanted. Okay? So once you're done with all the questions that you know, the third thing is going to questions that you might have seen. Okay, might know. Gambling part is a very calculated mistake, so I am going to tell you how you're supposed to calculate this also. So if you know that you're scoring above 250 for sure with all the questions that you know that are correct, you already have 250 marks in your hand, no negative marking, and 50 marks is for your gamble. Score yourself whether your possibility of answering a correct question will give you +4, which is more beneficial, or the -0.25 that's going to harm you. Okay, so the probability goes this way. You have 4 questions. If you get all the 4 wrong, you lose out on 1 marks. 250 you already know you're getting. So if you lose out 4 questions, you lose out on 1 mark, that is 249. But if you get one of the 4 correct, you get a +4, that will increase your marks to 254. Okay, even you're attending for one out of the 3 correct, you're gonna get a +4, and if you get the other 3 wrong, you're gonna get a -0.75. So in total, your total advantage would be around 3.25 score. So you're gonna get 250 plus 3.25 points more if there is one gamble. Okay, if you know that there is one thing you can get right, take that gamble. I took that gamble, that took my score to 250, trust me. Otherwise I probably would have scored around 220. Gambles need to be mindful gambling, because you need to see how much you are confident about the answer. So here I said there are 4 questions. You take a gamble because you know that at least one will be correct. if you are taking gambling on all the 4 and you're not completely sure about any of the 4, I would say don't go for it. At that time, losing 1 mark gets very, very competitive, especially if you've reached the 250 point, because from there is what is going to turn your game. Okay. Now, if your score is around 180, okay, your score is around 180 and you're not sure. So, if you have a question that you have 2 correct, you know that there are 2 correct and you don't know about 2 incorrect, right? Maybe you can take a risk. But if you see you don't know more than 2 options, don't go for it, right? The last suggestion that I would like to give you is don't go all guess. Make wise decision guess. Okay, there is process of elimination that you can use in your examination. That is, if you have a question you don't know the answer to, cross out the non-probable answers, right? So, say suppose you have concepts of Freud, you have a concept of Freud that you don't know, but then you see other points of, say, Jung, and then you have Erikson, and then you have, say, Alport. You know those 3 are for the other 3, not Freud, right? So, eliminate. Elimination is also a technique that you should use. So, with this, I've given you tricks, I have given you last moment suggestions, topics. If you want to just know what topics can come, just see what comes in the last few years of questions. You'll get some common points, and that is where you should focus. Last year CUET psychology PG exam was extremely easy. There's a high probability that this year it might be of moderate difficulty to higher difficulty. So, do not stress yourself. You have studied psychology and now you're there. So, have faith in yourself, focus, breathe, calm yourself, and enjoy the process of examination. And then it's just you giving yourself the best you can, because you should never regret not giving the best. You should just go give your best in the examination. That's all that matters. Results, admissions come secondary. It's not going to maybe go according to the way you planned, or maybe it might actually go beautifully better than you ever planned. Give your best. Okay, good luck, and hope you guys have a great examination. I'm praying for all my juniors. Good luck.